Good morning, friends. Welcome to my channel, JB's Crochet. I'm Amber, and I just want to take a moment and say thank you for checking my channel out. Thanks for coming back and supporting me and leaving me some awesome, amazing comments and hitting those thummies every time you see a video. Those mean a lot to me, more so in just feeling blessed that you take the moment to do that. More than it does anything for the algorithm. I honestly could care less about that. If you know of me and you keep coming back and you enjoy this and you keep doing the thumbs and the comments and I never get pushed out there by the algorithm, I'd be happy. I really, really, truly would be. So thank you for coming to my channel and supporting me. I really do appreciate it. Let's see. Okay, so this weekend, I keep hearing noises, so it's a little earlier than normal. I was already awake, and this time change, I was already awake, and so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get up and record my video, and then I'm gonna come lay back down. Probably not fall back asleep, but just lay back down, just because, you know what, it's Monday. It's Monday again. So, this weekend I got some crocheting done, and it's actually sitting right here, peeking itself out. Let's see. Trying to think. Friday we had our show, Finish It or Focus on It Fridays. I really truly believe we should just start calling it Focus and Finish on It. But I think it works still, because, you know, we're choosing to finish something if we can finish it over the next week, or focusing or whatever. So let's see. Saturday, my youngest, he wasn't eating very much on Saturday, so he started getting me a little paranoid that he was going to be sick. Well, I think he was sick in a different way, just not a bucket needed sick, you know? He just was lethargic, didn't want to do much. He actually played outside for a few minutes, not very long. He was still kind of active, and I say kind of active and lethargic all in the same sentence, because that's just, you know, he was wanting to lay around more than he wanted to do anything else, which isn't necessarily uncommon, but because if you turn the TV on, he'll sit in front of it all day. But he still kind of gets up and moves around and stuff, so he just kind of but he's better today. So I know you guys are going to go to, oh, I hope he feels better, and I do appreciate that, because I know you guys would care enough to tell me, you know, you hope he feels good. And, well, he is now, by the time I'm recording this video, because this was Saturday. And my husband spent basically all day over at a neighbor's house, generously helping him bury a drain pipe for his gutters, I believe. The neighbor bought us pizza. We had lunch over there. I got a little bit of crocheting done Saturday. Oh, duh. In the morning, yes, Michelle had her live, and I was on there. And then I had to jump off, because as soon as she was done, I had my Zoom with my members, and that was fun. Then, like I said, then when I went throughout my day, yesterday was a little bit better than Saturday for the youngest. He was an eating machine, but he still didn't want to really do much. His head and neck were hurting, like a headache. Growth spurts, we're thinking, maybe. A growth spurt, not spurts, growth spurt. But yeah, he was basically an eating machine for the most part yesterday. He still wasn't wanting to really be too active. He sat in front of the TV all day, which, you know, sometimes your body just needs to rest, and that's what we allow that to happen. Let's see. I went to church with the two oldest, and Daddy stayed home with the youngest, just because we played it safe. We weren't sure what was going on with him. And I got some more crocheting done yesterday. I got to go to Juan's Zoom for a short period and show him what I've gotten done on his cowl. It's always fun to show the creator what you're doing with their creation, you know? It's always fun. I love seeing, recently, probably about, in the last few weeks to a month ago, someone posted that they were still making the Giddy Giggle beanies that I put on my channel. So it's always fun to see that. I need to put some different things out there, but what I need to do is reshare out my videos for the beanies, because it's that time of year where we're making those. You know, people are making those for gifts and for use. So we had leftovers for dinner last night. Nothing too exciting. I'm trying to think anything else that we did yesterday that was worth sharing. I cleaned up my desk area downstairs quite a bit. My husband did an electrical job yesterday. I helped him with turning on and off a breaker downstairs. So I had my phone. We have cameras in our house, so there was one that was kind of pointed towards him and it has microphones on it. So I basically just turned the camera on and watched from a camera, because it was just like him trying to yell downstairs and me hear exactly what he was saying was hard. So I was like, you know what, this is easier. Just, you know, speak up, but don't yell. And so he put in a outlet of sorts we are setting up like a charging station for devices and stuff in our kitchen. And then there's a closet right behind one of the counters in the kitchen that is like a storage closet that sits above the staircase to the basement. And so he put we got a shredder to put in there to shred our mail. The junk mail that, you know, you don't want to keep but not throw away. Granted, the funny thing is, you know, you could look up our address and find it, but it's more so the personal information that's in these items that we're shredding. Like bills and, you know, things like that we still get. Credit card applications. Always shred your credit card applications, because somebody could still use those. I don't know if anybody thinks about that, but there is a number that you can call, or a website you can go to. I wish I could remember it. That you can actually take yourself off of those unsolicited mail mailing lists where they and it's like 5 years or something like that. You have to do it every 5 years or something, which we need to redo because we're starting to get junk mail again, and it really reduces the amount of junk mail that you get. Not all of it, but it really reduces some of it. And then those credit card applications, always shred those, because don't just throw those away. People can use those to apply for credit card applications because your information is already on there. So somehow, most of it, not all of it, but some of it. So let's get to, I have this in my hand because I wanted to, you know, if I get around to, don't spend too much time jibber-jabbering. And I left my water over there, so I'm just gonna deal with it as best I can because it's not too bad. If it gets worse, I'll go grab it. But for now, I'm just gonna, this shirt's a little warm. This is one of my shirts from last year. You guys are gonna start to see my winter wardrobe come out because I didn't start recording until the spring when it was a little more my fall wardrobe. All right, so first thing I'm gonna show you is this. Now, it is not 100% done. I just finished it last night and as soon as I was done with it, I laid down. I was like, this time change was kicking my butt last night. I was falling asleep before 10 o'clock, and I normally don't fall asleep till after or right around 10. So, Miss Emerson, Emily Crochet, Emerson's Crocheting. So sorry, Emily. I keep forgetting how it's Emily, and her channel is Emerson's Crocheting, I believe. I know Emerson's part of her channel name. That part I know, and I know it's crochet. I do like how she does the shorts. I want to start doing something very similar to that, but I'm not going to do one like hers, obviously, because she came up with that idea. It's hers. I know I could do too, but I'm like, it's not what I want to do, so I'm going to do something different. But she was the one that gave me the idea of putting white on here, and I'm so glad she did because it's over there. I got low on the pink, which I probably could have made one more round out of it, but I like how I stopped and I went back to white. So I have my yellow, then I have two strips of white, and then I have the pink, and then I have a border. I actually put a border on it. Granny squares, you don't have to, but I wanted to go ahead and put a border on it. So let me make sure I pulled all the tails to the one side so you guys could see a nice clean side. Because the tails I still have to do. Ugh, there we go. Now, I have not measured this, but the last time I measured it, very, not very good. I used a ruler and I went, whoop, and I flipped it over and over and tried to put because there's a little bit of area on it that's not ruler, so I tried to put my finger that spot and then flip the ruler over. So it was roughly around 38 inches before I put the last round of pink and then the border. So it should be around 40 inches. Check this out. I think it looks cute from a distance. I think it reminds me of like a cupcake or something. I don't know, like a, no, not a cupcake, like some sort of dessert. Like a strawberry salad. You know, those fruit salads with the whipped cream and puddings, not puddings, jellos, or I don't know. So there is that. I think it looks cool. Very interesting. Eclectic blanket. So I just gotta, I went ahead, and the other reason I'm saving the tails is I may do my Weave It In Wednesdays. On this Wednesday, because I might do the tails on this for that show. It'll be a live, I think. So if you have a project that has tails on it that you haven't worked on, that you're dragging your feet on, bring it Wednesday and let's sew tails in together. Let's weave it in on Wednesday together. We'll just spend the time chit-chatting and weaving in tails. And I'm pretty sure it'll take me all hour to do all of these tails on here. There's not a ton, but enough between my chatting and watching the chat and actually doing it and cutting it. I bet you this one blanket. I will probably bring another blanket or another project with me that day just to have as a backup in case I do get this done faster, so we'll see. Alright, so I'm excited. I set a deadline to have this blanket done by Monday, and guess what? It is done. And the tails are sewn in. That one, I was like, no, we are going to be done, 100% done by Monday. Well, I had this done yesterday before we got our kids ready for bed. It's done. So, I'm so happy. It's done. Yay. It's done. I'm gonna leave it folded just because it's a big blanket. It fits my queen size bed, I'm sure. I just haven't laid it out on it to see. But I just wanted to show you guys. It's done. Yay. So, I'm gonna show you like this because like I said, it's a big blanket. You guys have seen it. So here's the thing. I was going to match the one end. You know what? I'm just gonna fold it. So the beginning end had this row, this solid row. So I was gonna match that on this end, but I was like, you know what? Nah. We're just gonna end it right there on that iris stitch row. So technically this last purple had one less row. But I realized that the 18th row, because it had to have 18 rows to be, which it would have had enough yarn to do the 18th row, barely. Somehow I used more purple this time. I don't know. Maybe my tension was looser. But I didn't want to end on the V-stitch row because it was just too, this is the V-stitch row right here, the row below it. It's too open and too lacy. Well, I mean, the whole thing's lacy, but like, And I even think Juan said in his tutorial to end on a iris row, just because it gave a more cleaner finish. So that's what I did. I was like, you know what? We're just gonna end it on a row 17. It's one tiny row. It's not gonna make a huge difference. So it is finished. All the tails are sewn in, and I'm happy to be done with this. I have 2 blankets. Check, 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 check. Oh goodness, that feels good. Y'all, having whips done is amazing. So I'm gonna pull out my notebook here and find my Chris's hug. Now, I am gonna redo this list of stuff that I've done, because this was when I was rolling the dice to see which one to do. I'm gonna go through and write these down as individual like sections on a piece of paper or on a page, and write, oh, right here. So I started doing this where I have each one listed, what hook I was using, and the yarn I'm using. Basically a smaller version of that book that Michelle got me. I didn't put the pattern I was using though, which I can write that on here, but I'm gonna write finished. I don't remember when I started it. I'm gonna write, where could I write this at? I didn't put enough space right there. You know what, we don't need to worry about when I was started. I'll put finished. What was yesterday? This third. Finished 11/3/24. Yay! I don't have my granny square blanket on here, so I'll have to add that in later. I don't know if I had it on this other list. No, because I wasn't really focusing on that. And see, like the Sophie's Universe can come off of there. So I have one more, yeah, I have one more Boggy Creek blanket to finish, like making the blanket itself. And then between, well, yeah, I'm not gonna have very many tails on it, but excuse me, between the C2C Moss Stitch Boggy Creek blanket, tails on it, and then the tails on the Cat's Meow blanket, that's the other blanket I'll bring. I'll bring the Cat's Meow blanket and the Boggy Creek that I showed you earlier, the strawberry cream. We'll call it the strawberry lemon meringue blanket. I don't know, something easy. That's too long. The fruit salad blanket, you know, there we go. I'll bring the Cat's Meow and the fruit salad blanket. So like Kim at Fortunate Creations, she's got a little project book that was inspired by Michael. I've been doing this like even before I knew Michael had a project book and Kim had a project book, because I always was trying to be organized and keep track of stuff that I start. But that's what I'm trying to do in here, is I'm trying to go through and write down all of the whips that I have, and when I start them, if I have a start date that I can remember, and then put a finish date on it and the hook size and the yarn that I'm using, so that way, I don't know, I can refer back to it if I ever need to, and also keep track of what I'm using for the whip, so that way, in case I forget for some reason, which so far, knock on wood, I haven't. Knock on wood, this chair's wood. I can finally not retire, but like, oh, what's the word? I can finally give this a break, this 6.5mm hook a break for a while. I'm done with it for today. I don't know when I'll use it again, but we're gonna put him in bed for a little bit, let him rest. He's worked hard, or she. She's worked hard. We'll say she's worked hard since, you know, it's my hooks. I'll say they're all she's. They work hard for me. They're all my besties. Although I do need to pull this one out because this is the one I'm using to do the C2C moss stitch. But I'm going to pull it out when I go to actually grab it because I don't want it just floating around without the project. So, oh, last thing I can show you. Oh, speaking of the book, it's right here. It was just underneath my pouch. Goodness gracious. I could also show you, because I don't think I've shown, I think I showed this on my members Zoom, and then to Juan. I don't even know if I showed the white part on here. No, I didn't. It was just the green. I didn't have time to crochet on it while I was talking. No, I don't think I showed this Friday. No, yep. So yeah, I finished this on Saturday because I just had a row to do. I just had to do this white. So I have one side done. So now I can start working on the other sides of this because I need to catch this up. And the hot sauce one that I'm doing for my friend. So I have this one too. And I don't know why I've had it up here. I think because I wanted to work on it, I just have not been touched it in a while. So, y'all, this is so cool looking. I think it looks cool. I am going to, whatever row we do next, I'm gonna try, I think there's gonna be a stabilizing row or something from here to here on the next week. And so that first row, whatever it is, I'm gonna put in white just to keep it a little thicker, because this one, this is barely visible. So I'm gonna put a little more white, I think, on here, because this is only a single, no, it's a half double crochet row, but it just barely kind of sticks out. But we'll, you know, I think it'll work, adding that stabilizing row in white, just to keep this framed in. So I do need to work on that. Got this out. Okay, so I have not done much work on this. It's 22 minutes. You know what? We'll do about 30 minutes of a video. We'll do about 8 minutes of talking of me crocheting on this. Let's see. So, okay. And I have to make sure I use this same hook. So my, you know, now, yeah, I know I could use another hook size that is the same size, but for some reason, when I did my foundation row on this thing, it made it shorter. I tried to use my clover hook, and I don't remember if I have to chain 2 or 3. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. I think it's 3. I tried to use my clover more hook, and like I said, it made it come out shorter. So I ripped it out and I started it with this, and it came out closer to the same size as the other one. I think, if I remember correctly, the first row was off just a little bit, but as I added more, I haven't, honestly, because I haven't really been messing with this too much, and I've been, you know, focusing on other stuff, it has kind of gone to the back burner a little bit, and I just haven't really thought much of it other than I need to finish it, that I want to get it done, because we are at that point of the, we are at that time of year. I dropped my stitch, there we go. We are at that time of year where, you know, one day, like yesterday, my goodness, we went to Home Depot. I keep dropping for some reason. We went to Home Depot, my husband and my oldest daughter, or my daughter, my oldest kid, she decided she wanted to go with us. And we're like, okay. So the boys stayed home and watched TV and played video games. It's totally fine. They were safe. The almost 11-year-old is old enough to be left at home. Well, he's old enough, age-wise, mature-wise, not so much. But we weren't going to be gone for very long. And we went and got lunch for everybody while we were out too. So, where was I going here? Oh, it was so foggy yesterday, and like, so we had this like blanket basically on our city, so it kept the temperatures quite high, which I think they were in like the mid 50s. And so, but you look outside and you're like, oh, it's gonna be cold. So I grabbed a light jacket and put it on over a light shirt that I had on. It was a light long sleeve, but it was really thin, right? And I'm thinking, I'm gonna be cold in this shirt, so I'm gonna grab a jacket. So I grabbed a light jacket. Like, it's a light jacket. It's not meant for frigid cold weather. It's meant for a light layer to keep me warm. And I got outside and I went, ugh, I do not need this. But like the day before, it had been cloudy all day, and I don't think we got any rain till that evening or something. I don't know. Like, got a little bit of sprinkles in the evening and then overnight, but during the day it was down in the 40s and it was cold. I had a sweatshirt thing on that was thicker than my light jacket, but it was a sweatshirt. It's like kind of shirt. It was a pullover, and it was barely keeping me warm. Just one day to the next around here. It's like roller coaster. And I've also come to decide, I don't know that I'm a convert to Coke Zero, but I can enjoy Coke Zero. I was thoroughly impressed. I was like, my husband finally brought me home some samples from work. He does not work for Coke. I'm just saying they have a, you know, a break room that they, you know, supply drinks and food and meals. Not a break room, like an area that's like, they call it their hub or something, and it's, you know, kind of a place where they can hang out, eat lunch, and they have snacks and drinks, and, you know, they are very well taken care of. It may not be all the, like, best stuff, like, you know, you're like, well, when I say best stuff, I mean, like, it may not be what you're wanting to snack on or you're craving at the moment kind of thing, but it's, you know, they treat them well for the most part. So he brought me home a couple cans of Coke Zero to try, because I was like, I really want to try this, but I don't want to waste my money buying like a 12-pack, or, you know, I don't want to waste my money buying one and it not being worth drinking. And I actually consumed the entire cans, the 2 cans, you know, one on Saturday, one on Sunday, because I was actually, they were actually decent. And I say that because I'm sorry if you guys like diet drinks, but I cannot stand diet drinks. Diet Cokes, my mom drank Diet Coke for years, and I had to be desperate for a drink to drink her Diet Coke. And I have never, ever liked diet drinks. And they make it with, all the diet drinks that I know of come with aspartame in it. And that is one of the chemical drug things I avoid in my gum, my candies, my drinks, you know, that artificial sweetener. Now, I know that, you know, I'm still drinking artificial sweeteners in some of the stuff, but so far, those things haven't been linked to other things. So I just am not a fan of aspartame, and that isn't why I don't like diet drinks. I just have never liked the taste of them. They all have a very similar aftertaste to them. And I'm good. I'm good. So I was very skeptical of Coke Zero. But, and I have to be honest, Russ is the one that got me started on it. So Russ, if you're watching this, thank you. Because I think he was drinking it. And I'm like, I wonder what that would be like. Because then I could drink it and it'd be less, you know, less sugar. Because I'm, you know, I have a super sweet tooth. And so I am trying my hardest not to overdo the sweets. Because I can. I can get candy. Like, we have buckets. Well, we have a huge bowl of candy from Halloween. I need to go through it and maybe dwindle it down into one bucket, because it's a lot and we really don't need all that candy. It's just too tempting, especially for kids, you know. And even so for me, you know, I'm still a kid at heart. I still feel like I've never grown up. And so, yeah, it's just, I am trying to be better about my sweets. So where are we at here? Oh, we're at 30 minutes, and look at that. I made it to the end of my row. It's one of my things, is like I like to make it to the end of a row or something. This was an easy row to do too, because it was literally single crochet, chain 3, single crochet, chain 3, all the way down. Except for the beginning and the end has 2 single crochets. Alright, I'm going to put this down. And I am going to get this video uploaded and, well, edited and uploaded for you guys. And I hope you have a fantastic Monday. And over the next 2 days, I hope you have a great, you know, next couple days are not, you know, inundated with phone calls and text messages and emails and ads, and just, we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Get through the next 48 hours and maybe they'll be done for a while. Who knows? You know what I'm talking about without saying it out loud. And we're not gonna get on that because, you know, with the whole, we don't want to talk about that stuff on here. So because we want to keep it kind and positive, because it's a beautiful day to be kind and positive, friends. And go make something beautiful today. Go have fun. Go have fun, like Michelle says. Go listen to Michelle. She says have fun. Go have fun. And go make something beautiful while you're doing it. Go have fun while you're making something beautiful. Make something beautiful and have fun while you're doing it. That's how I wanted to say it. So I'll see you on the next one, friends. Bye.